Coming up in this episode, we use a light stand, a clamp, a cape, and a splash of imagination to create a whole new series of movie portraits. Get ready to raid the costume box and see where the chips may fall. We might even throw in a lightsaber at the end, because why not? Star Wars is awesome, and we're pretty much the nerdiest photography channel on the internet. So, here we go. All right, friends, welcome to Premium Light Academy. We've got a really cool shoot in store for you today. Ashley, you appear to be hooked up to something. What's going on there?
I am tethered to this beautiful stand here. We are going to use it to get a sweeping effect with the cape, try to get some Dune-esque sort of.
Yeah, we're kind of building out this sort of a, it's kind of half cosplay, half fantasy, half fashion editorial. I don't really know what to call it, but we're using the light stand with this kind of really cool cape here to create lots of different compositional shapes with the fabric. So I think we should be in store for some pretty cool images. I can't wait to get started. What do you think?
I can't wait.
All right, let's
get weird.
Roll it. Full disclosure, clipping a cape to a light stand was about as far as we got in the pre-planning stage. If I'm being perfectly honest, we had no idea where these images would take us. Per usual, our location was totally primitive. A yard filled with dead grass and a plain gray wall served as our backdrop. With the creative chaos beginning to swirl at gale force levels, we quickly made a complete mess of the entire location. As our initial images came together, it soon became clear that my total lack of planning was going to leave a gaping hole right through the middle of our project. What were we even going to do with this? What direction were we taking our audience in? How could we guide our viewers if we had no idea where we were going ourselves? Clearly, something was missing. Yes, you can create nice compositional shapes with fabric, but this in itself does not make a compelling story. These were not traditional portraits. Ashley is clearly in costume, which means that we needed to create a character, someone who could elicit a little imagination from the audience. Up until now, that simply was not working. And then, pretty much out of nowhere, we got a little unexpected inspiration. With one accidental twist of the tripod, the sunbeam clipped across our frame, turning our flat gray light into a shimmering explosion of cinematic beauty. From here, it became clear. Our photos were but raw materials for something much more interesting. It was time to go beyond the camera, escape reality, and journey into the realm of fantasy. I'm not sure where it came from, but I have been carrying around the idea of a raven for weeks. Black feathers interlaced with textured fabric. This vague idea was little more than a dark fog at first. And then, slowly, our character began to take shape. As we departed farther from reality, we finally began to discover her, the mysterious sorceress. Stoic, lonely, tortured, yet still dangerous and unapproachable. We don't usually do a great deal of Photoshop composite work here at Premium Light Academy. Normally we stick to the basics, but in this case, we started to chase the rabbit, and it led to a whole new dimension, one we never would have imagined when we started out that morning with little more than a cape clipped to a light stand. As our character came to life, she began to exhibit a strange kind of sadness. And as a huge Star Wars nerd, I could only imagine that this was what the Jedi must have felt like after they were forced into exile. Isolated and forsaken by a galaxy they had dedicated their entire lives to. It's enough to make anyone start to lose hope, lose the light, maybe even start to change their stripes. Okay, I digress. This is a photography channel, so let's try and stay positive. If there is anything to be learned from our swirling hurricane of disorganized chaos, it probably goes something like this. Lesson 1. Plan your shoot before you leave the house. You'll be glad you did. If not for our lucky sunbeam, these images probably never would have taken on the life that they did, and they probably would have been pretty boring. And lesson 2, always keep your eye out for those little bits of magical inspiration. They tend to show up when you least expect them. In our case, I'm more than willing to concede that inspiration saved the day. It was a lucky consolation to my lack of planning. But inspiration may not always be there to save you, so refer back to lesson 1, plan your shoot. When all was said and done, we spent $0, cobbled together a crazy outfit from the costume box, and brought it all together with a single alligator clamp. So what is the one thing that trumps big budgets, a huge production crew, and all the super expensive gear? The same thing as always, of course. Imagination. Here at Premium Light Academy, we are all about education, and that means helping you improve your photography. How do we do that exactly? I'm glad you asked. Let's go take a look. Of course it's snowing. It's Colorado. Come on. Photography channels are super fun to watch, and while they may be entertaining, they don't exactly teach you how to become a better photographer. What if there was a place where you could learn step-by-step instruction on how to start making better photographs today? Well, now you can with Premium Light Academy. We produce photography tutorials which take you through every step of the process. From shooting images on location to mastering post-production workflow, our tutorials will have you shooting like a pro in no time. Click the link to our website in the description below and get started today. Learn to take your photography to a whole new level, and it all starts right here at Premium Light Academy. There you go, that wasn't so bad. One last thing, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel because we have a lot of cool new stuff coming up and I don't want you to miss out. All right, I had a lot of fun. I think we got some really stellar images in this particular lesson. What about you?
I think it was a successful shoot. I love what we came up with. I can't wait to share it with you.
Yes, absolutely. So may the force be with you, and we'll see you in the next lesson.
Bye.